Me and Wally are out. We're doing a little pond tour around the shoreline here, and it's pretty typical of this kind of weather. We actually got 7 inches of snow, which is 7 inches more than I thought we were going to get. And with that kind of weather, we get down trees. So across the way over here, I've spotted a little a down cherry tree. Anyhow, we'll buzz over there, and we're just at the edge of the shoreline here. Give you a little perspective, and we're going to splash through that little bit of water and head over there to a giant mess that occurred about a month and a half ago. It was another icy, nasty patch we had, and it tore up a lot of trees, generated a lot of work. So right here you can see we are at an impasse. So there's that cherry that came down, and got a little sun hitting the trees in the back over there. Let's see, where's that? Not a very good filming in reverse, but turned out to be a real pretty day, which was pretty helpful because it helped to melt off all the stuff on the driveway that we plowed off just a little bit earlier. And check this giant mess out. So there's supposed to be a pathway, a road, nice little side-by-side road that goes through there. But currently, whoa, no access. Just about took a spill here. Yeah, there's probably 8 inches of snow or so up here. Quite the winter wonderland. Oh, and check this out. That is not a tree that's actually growing there. You see that? And I'll clip in some footage from a month or two ago when we were cleaning this giant mess up. It was actually more than that. It was after New Year's, and my wife and I came up. We spent a couple days up here, cutting and clearing, and anyway, there's a giant oak tree back there that's like a wishbone. It's about 3 to 4 foot around each trunk, and when it came crashing down, it wiped out about 7 different trees, and the top of this cherry broke off and just speared right into the ground. Oh my gosh. Wally, what are you doing? Oh, he's just plowing some snow with the funnel. Anyhow, and the ducks are somehow contently warm out there with their down feathers. And then we got one over there I wish I could zoom in, but it's on selfie mode. I hate selfies, but that's a cultural thing. But anyhow, here I am filming myself. But that was the duck that had wet feather, and that's a little duck house I built a few years ago, and it took them a long time to warm up to the idea of using that duck house, but they do now. I got a 12-inch piece of geofoam that's in that little cedar duck house, and I don't know, little ducks love it. And then that gave me the idea to build that swimming dock out there, and more on that later. But this really is my favorite place to be. It's just beautiful up here. My family's had this property for almost 40 years, and my wife and I bought it from my aunt and uncle, well, my aunt, about 7 years ago. So we've been cleaning it up, and I've literally taken out about 100 trees around the shorelines of this pond. And then, of course, that invokes more tipping over trees, because now I've exposed trees that aren't used to being exposed to the edge of the water. So they get loaded up with snow, and boom, they come crashing down. In fact, 2 years ago, I had about 8 trees that fell just directly into the pond, and I had to cable them out, pull them out with a backhoe. It was an enormous amount of work, and so far we are faring much better. I think that was the worst of it. No, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to brag, because it'll prove me wrong and I'll have more work. And the ducks are very opinionated too. This was a land claim, and there was a woodcutter that used to live up here in a little pioneer cabin, and his name was Stinky Davis. Of course, I'm sure he had a real name, but he must have been called that for some kind of a reason. He was a skunk trapper and a woodcutter, and just up this way was his cabin. We can look at that another day. But he supplied wood for a lot of the people in town, and you know, wood burning was the way to stay warm back in the 1800s. And this was his land claim. Davis was the last name. In fact, That family was associated with making the first combine in the area, but their patent was just like weeks or something short of Holt machinery, and they had the patent back east, and so they didn't get the patent. And then John Deere, I really don't know a lot about machinery. I might sound half smart, but just enough to fool you. But anyway, so that that machinery didn't get patented. But anyhow, Davis, he lived up here, and this pond has been here for over 100 years. And so I've been in the process of clearing the shorelines and, making it look pretty, but it's probably ruined a lot of wildlife habitat, so to speak. But I don't care. I mean, it looks better. And so I guess it's preference. It's my land. I can do whatever I want, right? This is it. There's the pond area.